Aeternians. As always, it's me, Empire AP, and today, once again, we are out here at our beautiful capital territory of Vitae. Now, it has been some time since we've been out here. We have gone through a lot in the meantime. We have been developing a lot behind the scenes, and in particular, we have been developing and bringing forth ideas for our 8th founding day. This is incredible. We have been developing the Empire of Aeternia for nearly a decade, and we have a lot of things to talk about. To tell you the truth, we are still in large planning phase for the actual day. Now, we aren't going to have it on the official founding day, or should I say the celebration on the official founding day, which will be August 20th. We will probably have it the following weekend, the following Saturday. So I think that's the 25th, 24th, something like that. Great to see everybody here. I see, of course, our wonderful citizen Dakota. You guys may know Dakota from the Discord server, where he posts all of our news and updates in the announcements channel. You can go ahead and check him out there. A wonderful citizen, a great addition to our empire, and I'm proud to be here celebrating with a fellow citizen, a fellow Imperial. Mr. Random joining in. Great to see you, Mr. Random. Mr. Random, if you don't know much about what's going on, because everything's so random in your life, we do have a dwelling that we are building. We do have a garden that we are developing that actually needs quite a bit of tending. We have been neglecting our garden quite severely for a number of reasons. First, we misstepped. When we initially planted our garden, we have an insane amount of rocks out here. This isn't just the only rock that I'm showing as an example. You can probably see about 1.5 million rocks out here already, but you can also notice there are plenty of small plants growing up. Some of the plants that we planted that I thought were going to die and be rid of by this time, unfortunately, have managed to survive and spring back to life. So they've given us more than we have possibly given them. They have survived despite, it seems, our best efforts to kill them. And so we need to put more into the garden. We need to make that a higher priority as we launch from this founding day to the next, and hopefully have a harvest to show you all for next founding day. But for this founding day, of course, you have our large stalked tomato plants here, which have not produced tomatoes, I think because we are under this canopy, and again, because we haven't been able to take care of them as much as we'd like. But we do have a ton going on here in the garden, and a lot that we are thinking about to update it with. Mr. Random said, "So cool, bro." Thank you so much, Mr. Random. Again, this is a long work in progress, and even though it may not look like much right now, we are building every step of the way. Every day that we are able to come out here, we are doing more and more and more to make this place more habitable for ourselves, provide more for us, and to be able to do more for it. So there's a lot going on, a lot that we're trying to do. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for the hearts. I'm hearting you right back in my heart. So thank you for being here. The biggest thing we're going to focus on today, which we focused on for the last few live streams, has been this dwelling. Now, as you can see, we have this little canopy, this little tarp that we have put over the top to kind of keep me out of the shade while I'm working, and well, really to keep us. Tiffany has come out here a number of times and has helped, and so it's nice to kind of get out of the shade while we're working. We are in the middle of putting up the framing. I actually did things kind of backwards. A lot of the way that you should do things is to first build, of course, to put in the whatever your initial stakes are, whatever your initial posts are that are going to be cemented into the ground, which we did. The next step normally would have been putting up the framing and then putting on things like paneling on the outside to kind of make the walls and decorate them. I did it in a weird order. We first put up our posts, cemented them in the ground, then I put up the paneling to make these walls, which was shaky and unstable, and then Tiffany helped direct us to put up the actual framing, which we've had to do section by section, because again, normally you would put the framing together, then lift it all as one piece and assemble it, and then put on the paneling. Since I put on the paneling first, we've had to interior build, going from the inside to the outside, the framing, which we are in the middle of doing and have made quite a bit of progress. If you've checked out the last live stream, we do have some additional wood we're going to be working with today, sawing, cutting those pieces up. Unfortunately, I abandoned our hammer back at our house, so since it's such a long drive out here, instead of trying to go back and get it for the live stream and cause all these problems, I have a little hatchet. I'm going to be using the back end of a hatchet to hammer these nails in. So we will see how that goes. Mr. Random said, "The best micronation." Thank you. I appreciate you supporting us. And if you do want to become a part of the Empire of Aeternia, you can always do that via our website or via our Discord. There are links kind of all over the place, even in the description to apply for citizenship. Tide Pride says, hello, Emperor AP. How are you today? The progress looks great. Thank you so much, Tide Pride. I appreciate that. It's wonderful to see you here. Another Alabamian here supporting us, kind of local to where we're at here in Vitae, developing and showing that, you know, Alabama has some diversity. There are people who are accepting and loving here, and I'm grateful for that. Aaron joining in, saying, good afternoon, Emperor AP, from the Whichway clan, from the Aeternian clan. Great to see you, Mr. Whichway. Mr. Random says, sorry, I'm part of another micronation. Completely understand, but I wish you all well. That's incredible. You know, we're all growing together and trying to build a community. Aaron says, it's nice to see you out today. The kids are excited. I'm glad to see it, and I'm excited that we have the Aeternian clan here with us, supporting us. I'm excited to follow up with you all and to read more of your messages. I have some messages I still haven't responded to from you all, but I did read them late last night. As you can see back there, if I can point to it properly, we have a watering can that I need to water this garden with. Again, Tiffany has some beautiful peppers that have grown up a lot more than I thought they would. Despite our best efforts to kill all of our plants, they have shined through and may be ready for a harvest in not too long. So we'll see how they go. We have some root vegetables that may be able to be harvested. But again, if we do get any kind of harvest this year, it'll be very minimal. We probably are going to move forward with a raised bed technique, trying to get some fertilizer out here, trying to get some ground cover to make sure that we push down weeds and actually have a more nutrient-rich soil that we provide, because right now we have a lot of rocky soil. The soil itself is actually kind of nice, I think, once you get below the rocks, but we just have so many, it's causing problems. Oh, snap. Michelle said, do you want us to bring you a hammer? Michelle and Joey, I would love that, absolutely. Now, I will mention, first off, Joey is one of our citizens as well, a local citizen, and I would love to have him out here. Again, I can't wait to see what you guys think of what we're doing out here. It's a little bit rambunctious, it's a little bit all over the place, but we would love to have one of our citizens out to visit the Capitol. And of course, Michelle, I would be honored to have you out here as well. The biggest issue is we have a limited driveway. So if we want to coordinate that, we can. I think the issue will be trying to figure out where you guys would park. There's a place that I could think of kind of near here that you guys could park, and then I could come and get you potentially, and then we could hang out. Up to you guys. If you did decide to come out, and if you want to, water is a big thing. Bring water. Let me know if you guys are confirmed wanting to come out. I may end up, you know, pausing the live stream at a certain point to do that if you guys do want to come out. But it would be cool to see what you think. The Witchery says you should start a seed bank as well. It's pretty easy. That would be a great idea, Witchery. I think you have the right idea. Maybe, you know, you're casting some spells on us, going to influence us to build some new projects. Right now, the biggest issue is we're, you know, kind of scattered in what we're doing. We have a little bit of a garden going. We have a little bit of a trail started. We have a little bit of the dwelling built. So I think right now we're focused on the dwelling. But as we get more into our gardening, as we want to make a hardier, thriving, you know, stock of food for the nation, we will absolutely be beefing that up. And then I think your seed bank will be a great idea. Mr. Random says, what is your currency called? Our currency is called the Imperial Note. If I'm lucky, I may have an Imperial Note on me. Let's see if I don't. I know I have some in the car, but I probably won't go get it during the live stream. And it looks like I do not currently have any Imperial Notes on me. Shame on me, huh? The Emperor himself being probably one of the brokest Imperials at the moment, currently sitting with 0 notes in his wallet. However, I will be going to get some at some point. I can show you guys, or you can check out our website to see them. We also have them for sale on our Etsy. So all things to think about, and all the links in the description. Doistic Stan says, hello, AP. Great to see you, Doistic Stan. Always a friend of the channel. And of course, a friend of our empire. The Witchery says some libraries also give out free seeds with their seed bank and take donations. I would love to do that. We actually had a wonderful community program that gave us a number of, you know, decently matured plants whenever we first started with our tomatoes, and some cucumbers, which unfortunately the cucumbers have all died, I hate to report, but we just weren't able to take care of them. Didn't keep them off the ground enough, I think, and again, not providing them enough sunlight and water. They needed more support that we weren't able to give. But a number of the plants have survived more than we thought they would. So even though this won't be a year for harvest. Certainly an interesting experimental season for our first setup with the garden. That being the case, well, I guess technically second season. The first season that we tried to plant the garden, absolutely nothing grew. I mean, we had maybe a couple of wild onions that grew, but nothing to really note. So right now, we are going to be going with, oh goodness, building up the dwelling. The next thing that we have planned here, and I will show you guys, I'll get you on some more stable ground so that I can show you a little bit more what we're up to. The last couple times we've been out, I have been trying to put up more of these horizontal supports here. Let's see. Oh, and also Joey and Michelle, if you want to, please come to our founding day ceremony. I know you guys were at our last founding day ceremony last year. I would love for you to be at this one. It would mean a great deal to me. Real quick, if you all can see back here, I see a message from Aaron that I want to get to. There are a number of places where we have finished these kind of horizontal supports that go in between the vertical supports that help to keep the wall more stable. You know, I mean, these are strong enough that I can actually stand on them, and it's pretty safe. So, if I don't fall into a hole. So, this is a good starting point here. We have a number that we put up last time that we haven't actually put horizontal supports in between. So we're gonna have to cut and fit those. That'll be a big job for today. We have some on this far wall that you can't see right now on camera that also need it. Excuse me. And then if we get all of that done, we're gonna shore up. There are a couple missing on this wall that has been mostly completed, and just one or two, there's 3 or 4 needed to be added to this. If we can get all of them cut today and start to put them into place, that would be wonderful. From there, we should be able to start on the vertical and horizontal supports for our front walls that will set up the basis for our door frame, which will be the next big project. We're going to be doing the door frame after we finish up the regular framing for the dwelling, and then we will be going with starting to put in trusses for the roof. Those are going to be the hardest part because we really either need to buy the material for the trusses, which more than likely we're going to do so that we don't have to deal with rotting, anything like that. Any of these supports that we've gotten that are pallet wood, that are, you know, recycled, reclaimed wood, some of it's weather treated from different sources we've gotten, some of it's not. So we may have to eventually replace those over the years and, you know, slowly rebuild this over time and fix it up. But this isn't something that is meant to really have people living in it, anything permanent. This is kind of more for a camping initial base setup here while we continue to develop for storage eventually. So we're not too worried about it deteriorating, but the roof will be critical. If we have the roof deteriorating, that shuts down the whole project. So we really need good, high quality materials for that. And that will be where we're placing some of our money. So that's going to be the longest, hardest part, and will probably be a big gap. We're probably going to be developing a lot of this framing and then saving up some money to purchase the trusses for the roof out of nice, high quality, weather treated lumber, and then going ahead and actually starting to put the roof together. We're going to have to, more like we should have done the framing, actually build those trusses off of the frame and then lifting them as a group, maybe having, you know, 2, 3, 4 people out here to, as a team, lift them into place, put them into position, hammer them in, and then do that again and again and again as we get more, and then eventually have this whole place put together. Real quick, greetings, Master D Knight. Always good to see you in the stream. I will bring up a couple things. First one, as always, my phone is getting hot. It was getting hot before the stream already. It is quite a warm day out here, so please keep in mind that all of a sudden the stream could die, and if that happens, I am incredibly sorry, but we'll either have to just restart or come back another day, but I'll keep working out here. The second thing, Michelle says, when is Founding Day? That's a great question. Founding Day itself is on August 20th, but that's like a Tuesday. So we're not actually going to have the celebration on Founding Day, though we will reach out to everybody. I'll probably reach out to you and Joey and just say thanks for being a part of our community and, you know, supporting us and being there for us. The actual Founding Day celebration will probably be not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. So the Saturday that follows Founding Day. The Saturday that follows, again, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. Not this weekend, that's Sunday, not next weekend, the following weekend. 2 weekends out, to probably be on that Saturday. I'm blanking on what the actual numerical date of that is, but a little bit after August 20th, maybe 25th, 26th, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that following Saturday after the 20th. Master D Knight saying greetings, everyone. Aaron bringing up, here soon a package from the clan will arrive that is intended to assist with your planning and development. Thank you so much, Aaron. Definitely reach out to us. Let us know when that's coming in. If you have tracking for it, definitely send us that. We rarely do get packages, but when we do, we really want to make sure that that gets to its intended destination. And if not, that we reach out to the post office. You know, we once or twice in our history have had a situation where somebody said they sent us something, we never received it, and it was kind of a kerfuffle. So that being the case, it would be very nice to actually hear from you guys. Hey, here's the tracking, and we can follow it along and keep the post office on their toes. Aaron says a structure designed to support the weight of royalty carries. I appreciate it, absolutely. And again, you know, looking at our framing, it may feel shaky. Once we get this roof on, we will no longer be dealing with this. We will be in a more professional setup, and professional used very loosely, but a nice royal imperial setup. We will be using some higher quality materials for that roof, again, to make this structure that is haphazardly put together last as long as possible, to milk every second of value we can from this as we continue to build up better and better structures that are worthy of our citizens and our community coming out and visiting us. People like Michelle and Joey who are interested in coming out here, but this place is a little bit hazardous. So as we continue to work and develop, we want to make sure that it feels safe and comfortable and happy for everybody to be out here and celebrate with us. North Alwick says, hello, Emperor AP. Greetings from the Principality of North Alwick. Glad to catch you live today. Glad to see you here. And again, everybody who may not have, please like the stream. It helps a lot when we have a number of people that like, you know, even 10, 15 likes, something like that, can get, you know, 20 people in the live stream at one time. Some of our like biggest live streams have been when we have, even just for a couple minutes, you know, 20, 21 people in the live max at one point, really shoot up our numbers. You know, we can get anywhere from, you know, 10, 15, 20 hours of watch time. And that is huge for the channel, helping us to get to monetization. Right now, anytime there's an ad run on any of our videos, we really don't get a lot of support and don't get any funding from that. So having you guys help out and support means a ton. Ad over with. Let's see. Aaron says, we do the best that we can with what we have. There's no better message or value that the Empire could express and show others a different way to live. I appreciate it. We're doing the best we can, and we appreciate your support. Even at long distances, we seem to have friends all over the world, and I just hope that we do justice to your kindness and to your love of our community. Aaron says, not to be defeated by the reality of anything, instead of working with it and enjoying the process of growth and development. Couldn't agree more, Aaron, and I am absolutely humbled by the testament. I can't wait to see more of your all's development and ideas. I know, you know, I have no experience in raising children as a family, but I do know the struggles of having to take care of family and trying your best to develop and, you know, make a secure life for people both in the short term and in the long term can be a struggle against itself. You know, you want to do as much as you can for everybody in here and now, and you have to survive, to be okay, to let everybody live a good, comfortable life, and then trying to add on top of that things that you can build, projects you can work on for the long term can be grueling. So thank you all for your support. Every little bit of that helps us to move forward, gives us inspiration, gives us strength, gives us an extra second wind, and also just, you know, actually helps us to build. When you guys send us stuff, we use it. We put it to good use, whether for marketing, for showing off to you guys what an awesome community we have, and also just for putting out here for eventual residents or for tourists or what have you. That being the case, let me go ahead and get to work. Enough of my blabbermouth. Let's see what we can do. Right now, I want to start grabbing some more wood. We have a few pieces that I had tried to start cutting up that we are actually going to cut up a little bit nicer. This is, you know, wood, cobwebs and dirt and stuff on it from just sitting out here when it rained. So I will have to kind of clean this off, but pretty nice lumber. Other than that, you know, it's not really rotten or anything. So what we're going to go ahead and do is clean this up a little bit and actually use this. Dang it, I don't have a good, yeah, I do. I have, I was going to say I don't have a good way to pull the nails out, but I sure do. I have our handy dandy crowbar. So what I'm going to do, pull these nails out, get the crowbar prepped and ready for what it needs to. And then I will start to place some of these cut pieces as our horizontal supports, as I talked about a moment ago. Real quick, let me grab that stuff. I will aim you guys at the ground so that you can see where I'm about to start working, and we will get to it. I know I'm off screen right now, so it may be a little awkward for you guys, but I hope everybody is doing well today. I think about you guys quite often when I'm not able to come out here for one reason or another, whether it's due to family stuff, whether it's due to just being busy with school or what have you. I am always trying to think of what we're doing out here next, what you guys in your various nations and families and everything else are doing, and trying my best to, you know, make this place not only exciting as a physical development, you know, what we're building, but also as a community project. You know, what projects can we work on that are going to make this place more beautiful, more exciting for the people who have been making this place a reality with us. So you guys are a big part of that, and I appreciate it. Also, 10 viewers, 9 likes. Thank you guys for being here, and again, liking the stream. It helps. I'm gonna absolutely demolish this water real fast. Excuse me. Woo, it's nice. Okay, what I'm gonna be doing, catch me here on the ground. I'm gonna back you guys up just a little bit so I have some space to work with. Probably gonna work right about here. Start pulling out some of these nails, and then we will go ahead and start cutting them to size to put them in place where we need to finish up these walls. Real quick, what I'm going to go ahead and do, put my gloves on. As always, safety first, one of the most important things, especially for our citizen Joey. Joey is and has been by trade, I believe, has trained a firefighter, as a paramedic, and has done a number of things like that, and has expressed before, you know, wanting to be somebody who can guide us in that way, you know, show us support as far as safety, as far as what to do to make things as, you know, as livable, habitable, and, you know, safely developed as possible. Really keeping us on track to do the right thing out here, not only for Vitae, but for, you know, our RV, for our, you know, our metals refining, all of that. Joey has been eager to help and support us, and I am really appreciative of that. There's a lot of stuff that I either don't know just because I'm not familiar with certain things, you know, certain fields, certain trades, stuff like that, that I'm kind of learning along the way. And when you have people who come in as experts, people who, you know, already know about things, it can be an incredible help, not only speeding up the process of like developing, but also in just teaching you things that you would have never thought about. And so, you know, for having skilled experts like Joey, I definitely am grateful. And I think that's one of the things to highlight, for example, at Founding Day, but also here on these streams, showing you guys what we're able to build and what we're able to do thanks to people like that, people who teach us and help us to be better each and every day. And as well, I will bring up you guys in the community are a big help like that. You know, we have local people who help us and teach us things, but we also just have a ton of people in the community who have done that for us as well. When we originally started building this structure, you guys may not have known, but we started, if you go back and watch, with this as a like reclaimed wood, not even like pallet wood, straight up like trees and things, you know, downed trees, where we came out here, we had started digging, trying to build this dwelling, and we were stacking lumber, just, you know, downed trees and things like that to try and make a little bushcraft hut, and it had mixed success. You know, of course, it was covered in more bugs. You know, a little grosser. It was less stable. You know, it was. We were putting nails into it. We were trying to secure down a frame to some degree, but nowhere near this. I mean, this is a concreted structure in the ground. This is something that has, you know, a lot more support. That previous structure, you know, we were trying our best, but not only with rot getting to it, also with just the, you know, the wind, you know, could have probably came and knocked that down if it was strong enough. This is a lot sturdier structure, and it's because of a commenter on one of those streams that we were working on that brought up, hey, have you thought about using pallet wood? Because they said, you know, we were talking to them, they brought up, hey, real quick, I'm going to put my hair up, getting my hair in my face, kind of bothering me. And look at this. We actually have a gift from another micronation, from the nation, Betis Crass, I believe, or Botis Crass. I don't want to mispronounce it. They made us these beautiful scrunchies, which have the imperial flag colors on them, purple, white, and gold. And I actually want to put my hair up in that for right now. It is really, really cool that they sent us this. I actually want to do a full video on their package. I don't know how long that video actually will be, because the longer I tend to make a video, the longer it takes for me to put it out. But absolutely cool. I am super lucky to have stuff like this, and practical, very practical. You know, when I first saw the scrunchies and stuff and all the things that they made, I was really flattered, but I was trying to think of like, well, you know, I don't know how much I'm going to use it. Like Tiffany may use one of these scrunchies or whatever, you know, we may give them out to people as kind of like a novel thing, or keep them for, you know, a history museum, things like that, to see the like cool and interesting things our communities develop. I was wrong. Super practical, I have used this thing almost every day since I opened the package like 2-3 days ago, and just absolutely incredible. I have been super lucky to have it, and there are other things in the package that I haven't even brought up yet, haven't even tried to use yet, that I'm sure will catch me by surprise, just like this. There is one thing in particular that I have absolutely fallen in love with that they sent, and I know I'm just gushing about this package, but you know, that was really, really cool, really, really thoughtful, and had to have taken quite a bit of time to make, and just, you know, really elevate to what it is that it means to be in our community. So I am super grateful for them. Again, thank you to Botis Crass, and thank you to Lady Elizabeth, and everyone else there who has made that package, who put it together. I believe they have a Lord as well, but I am blanking on his name as of the moment, and please forgive me. I don't want to even try and mispronounce or say the wrong name. So thank you so much to you guys for being here. They're also one of our patrons on our Patreon, so big thanks for just always being here for us. But that package really hit my heart, and I appreciate it. But even they, I think, would want me to move on and start building here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I just removed all the nails from this. Oh, I say as I point out 2 nails. I lied. But we have almost made this a functional, practical piece of building material for ourselves. That's going to be something that we have to do, is routinely take out these nails and actually make this usable for us. Of course, we can use it with a couple nails in it. You know, sometimes we can't get a nail out here or there, something like that, and we just have to do what we can. But for the most part, it is very nice to be able to kind of, excuse me, be able to kind of work with a clean piece of wood. And so, you know, this is not quite as nice as weather treated lumber for what we're doing, but it is very practical. It's still going to hold up for quite a long time, especially the way that we're building it. And so all it takes, instead of spending money, is a little bit of time and effort, and we can turn this into something very practical and very usable for us, as long as we just keep trucking. So that's what we're doing, slowly pulling this guy out. Let me see here. Got it. Last one. Usable piece of lumber for it. I say last one, let me double check before I lie again. Usable piece of lumber. Hey. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, you guys can follow along. I'm going to aim you up. Sorry for anybody with vertigo. I will get to those messages in a moment as well. Hey, Federal Republic of Estonia says hi. I will say to you real fast, thank you for being here and thank you for liking the stream. You guys being here helps a lot. Real quick, again, we got the Aeternian colors on representing. I want to put the flag back up, but I want to finish the back wall before we can do that. So maybe today we will see it hoisted back in all of its glory. But for now, I need to measure out how long these things are going to be. The way that I've been doing that actually is I can probably use one of these nails to do it. An old nail, generally one that we pull out, something like that. We will get an old nail. See here, something like this. Beautiful. And I will go ahead and mark on the board where we need it to be cut. So I'll climb up here, try to measure out. I think that's pretty good for those two. We're going to start on this side, do one maybe right here, and then one lower. That'll be about good. So then we'll go a little further into the inside, more than we would normally. Say something right about, oh, hold on, a little more to the outside, I should say. So that way it makes a real tight fit. And I think that should do it. It's going to be a little hard to see on camera, but I will try for you guys. Hey, 10 viewers, 10 likes. Thank you guys. Y'all are helping to grow our watch time. You see that mark right there that I made, that little scratch. That's where we're going to be cutting. So this piece, let me see if I can back up and show you guys. This piece from about here to here will be what we put in next. And then we have all this. So we'll be able to make at least 2 of these supports, these horizontal supports for it. So that means we'll have one of these 4 spaces filled that we need to using this board. I'm going to aim you guys back down so you can watch me cut, hang out here, and comment for us. Let us know what we're up to. Let us know what you guys are up to, rather. Let us know what you're wanting to see from us. And give us your thoughts on Founding Day. You know, if you were going for 8 years, nearly a decade, developing a nation, building a culture, trying to put a community together and get them out here, and, you know, all these things that we're trying to do, some of them that we've struggled for years and years and years to finally get to the point that we're at now, what would that mean to you? You know, what do you feel like would be the most important thing for you to see? Hell, if you were a part of a community like this, if you were, you know, somebody who came to a Founding Day for something that you have been putting your blood, sweat, and tears into for a long time, what would you feel like you know, wanted to see out of that community? You know, is it more about the updates? Is it more about meeting the rest of the community? Is it about the live stream and kind of tracking, you know, where the time has gone? You know, is it about, you know, showing off the culture to newcomers, you know, trying to get other people and say, hey, look, these are the people who have been a part of our community for years, and this is where our community's going. So, you know, showing kind of some growth. Maybe it's, you know, all about the culture. You know, maybe, hey, I don't want it to be a big, flashy, everybody come look at us. Maybe it's a quiet community event, you know, a way to celebrate the people who have been here, to kind of laugh and play games that, you know, our culture has developed, which we have a number of now. You know, maybe it's about, like we have a quest out right now that just wrapped up, the food, creating a dish for our Founding Day that'll be this year. You know, what is it that is really the thing that's important to you and your nation? Maybe it won't even connect to Aeternia, but just like, you know, oh, our nation, when we celebrate a year, we're going to do this, or we have celebrated a year already, and this is what we did, and I think you guys should incorporate something like that. You guys in the community really, really inspire us, and so we may just have to steal a lot of those ideas and, you know, try to incorporate them, of course, in our own imperial Aeternian way, but to see what we can do. Right now I'm going to try and finish cutting this. We're about halfway through. Trying to get there. Doing good, doing good. Let's see. And if you guys have been following along at home, by the way, you will know we this entire building, this entire dwelling, by hand. You know, we have used only hand tools, and that's been one of the annoyances of this project, one of the things that's made it take so long, but also one of the things that makes me so incredibly proud of it. I'm kind of worried. I heard a crackling, and I want to make sure that I don't have a tree fall on us here. That is a little bit sketchy. I think we're doing all right. Gonna keep monitoring the situation. Got it. Beautiful, clean piece. A little more jagged than I would like, honestly, but that's more a mark of my skill as a carpenter than anything else. So real fast, I'm going to walk you guys over here with my weird middle part that I got going on at the moment. And I will show you guys where we're going to put this. You can judge my quality here, see if we have something worthy of actually getting put into the structure. Let's see. Okay, so it's going to be a little more tight a fit than I thought it would be. That's kind of concerning, but looks like we're going to get it. So that's holding for the moment. Let me actually hit it in. I'm going to go and grab our, I'm going to go and grab our hatchet that we're using as our little hammer. Ta-da-da-da. Let's see. Beautiful. Going in rather smooth, I should add. Perfect. That's a nice, pretty level spot there. And that'll be nice. I can go ahead and hammer that in. And then we will start on the next one. So what I actually have to do now is pull it out, undo all our work we just did to get it in place, but now we know that it will stay in place. Hey, 12 likes, 12 viewers, excuse me, and 11 likes. Thank you guys for being here. Great to see you guys. Ready to talk to you guys more. I see there's some people in the stream, and I'm excited to jump in and talk to you guys. 11 likes, 11 viewers. Thank you guys for being here. Call me Kami Prava. Hi, great to see you. Armin Mimon says we want to tour Aeternia. Absolutely. We would love to give you a tour of Vitae, our capital territory, just as soon as we can get it developed for that. Her Majesty Queen Bougie says, hello, Emperor AP. Hello, everyone. Greetings from Mecklenburg. Someone asked me if I was active. Very much am. Currently working on my palace office so I can start bringing YouTube content. Great to see that. And if you want to collaborate, definitely reach out. We would love to work together with you. Learn more about your nation, what you're doing. Armin says, hello, I am your future citizen. Wow, thank you so much, Armin. I appreciate that. If you want to, definitely subscribe. Definitely apply for citizenship. We have a citizenship application on our website, as well as in a link in the description. So you can check that out, apply for citizenship, and we can reach out to you and discuss it. Real quick, The Witchery said, wildlife tour of Vitae. Hey, that's awesome. If you have actually checked out our TikTok account, and maybe we put it on our Instagram, but I think just our TikTok, we actually worked with the Kingdom of Nome. There was a micronation that developed for a while. They're now developing the Church of Nome. They're moving in kind of a different direction. But they've been wonderful supporters of us for a long time, and we are lucky to have them in our community. They actually discussed with us some of the flora and fauna here. We filmed a lot of the mushrooms here in Vitae when we first got out onto the property, and they described to us like, yeah, most of these are like poisonous mushrooms. This is this type of mushroom, this is this type of mushroom. It was really cool to see. I would love to do more of a wildlife tour of Vitae. When I came out here, part of our little tarp here was down, and I went and grabbed a huge grasshopper off of the inside of it to move it out of the way so I could pick this up. There are a ton of the like daddy long-legged spiders out here. Whenever I come out and I move stuff, you will see 10 or 20 of them kind of scurry and scatter out of the way when I come to do stuff. So there's absolutely an abundance of wildlife here. And fortunately, because this place has been untouched for so long, I think they're thriving, which I feel really good about. There are a lot of other, plots and acreage here that have been absolutely developed, into flat lawnscapes and, have been completely removed of any of the natural life. People have gone and put in either like invasive species or even just, a lot of like non-native plants and things here in the area. And there's nothing wrong with that if it's your property and you want to do that. Of course, invasive species can be a problem, but, people developing lawnscapes effectively. And we want to kind of preserve the natural ecosystem of Alabama here, keep a place that can be a refuge for wildlife here. And that's part of what we're about. So hopefully we can, while we're developing, while we are having to clear some of this for our own development, keep that to a minimum and let the wildlife thrive here. Of course, you can hear birds, you can hear bugs and different things out here when you come. So definitely we will be having more tours as the nation develops. And as our capital in particular develops. New Croatia and United Kingdom of Santa Fe, great to see you. Let's see what everybody's saying. Aaron says, if I understand so far, Aeternia has yet to engage in a sort of library of things with any other nation or community yet. Yes, that is correct. We are wanting to create a library of things here at Vitae and actually establish that. We hoped to do that this year before our founding day, but with all the rest of this development, with taking time for our shelter and our dwelling, as well as the little bit of time that we spent on our garden, we have yet to be able to do that. We've tried to build up more collaborations with other communities, but in general, that is correct. We have yet to actually build a library of things. What we hope to do is to have a physical library of things that is established out here, as well as a digital database where people can kind of access those things and, with certain permit and regulations, end up accessing them locally where we can distribute them to people. But that is, an idea that we've developed. If you haven't checked out the video on that we talked about such improvements, definitely check that out. Again, local libraries are a great hub to start with stuff like that. They are the OG library, of course. They are the thing that they even develop other things for rent or for free that you can access through them. Amazing resources, and we're trying to piggyback off of that. It sounds like Aaron and the Aeternian clan have ideas for that as well, and I would be excited to collaborate in that. Someone were to send you equipment to. Aaron, I'll have to hit you back up on that. Aaron says, as I listened while you spoke with leaders about the concept, as far as I have known you, yet to have a process developed for how that might progress, if someone were to send you equipment. That's a great question. And again, ultimately, initially, we would use that equipment directly. So for example, you send us a hammer like we need right now. We have 2 hammers, but none of them are here. Silly enough, what we would do is currently use that for our own purposes, and then as we get an abundance of hammers and actually start to keep them out here, we would say, hey, if anybody does need a hammer, if you are local to us, you can sign up for a library card with us, or through a citizenship license or a journeyer's license. You can, if you're not a citizen, you can access those perks. So all you have to do is become a part of our community. Not even fully, not even as a citizen, just as somebody who observes what we're doing and agrees to respect the rules of the library and our return policies and things like that. And then we would let you use that. When things start to get more expensive, if we're giving out a lawnmower or, a vehicle or, you know, something that's going to cost us thousands of dollars to replace, or even be just a burden on the community if it were lost, we may ask you, you know, if you want to access this tier of item, maybe you have to put down a credit card or something like that, so that we could ensure that we get the value back from that. But that being the case, again, a far off long-term development, something that we want to discuss with you guys, get those ideas on, ask for your thoughts and improvements on as we march toward that goal, as we have with all others. We, for years, discussed with you what we would do when we got land, how we would best develop, and we have now taken those ideas under consideration and applied many of them into practice. So now that we're here, we've learned a lot on the way. So of course, that'll be the same idea with the library. We don't know 100% all of the ins and outs of what we're going to need to when we're at the day that the library first launches, but we are here to make those incremental steps into the future with you all. Also, 13 likes, 13 viewers, absolutely incredible for today. Again, thank you guys for being here and supporting with us. 13 viewers gives us 13 minutes of watch time for every minute that you sit on this live stream. 14 viewers, absolutely incredible. And that means when we're going here at 46 minutes, you know, we can generally live stream for about 2 hours. That will help us a lot. You know, that can, again, get us upwards of 24 hours of watch time, which means a lot. That helps to push us toward the 3,000 watch time hour goal we have to start getting things like super likes here on the channel, which would help us financially if you guys supported with that, subscriptions to the YouTube channel directly for extra perks so that you don't have to go on Patreon if you don't want to, and eventually that pushes us to 4,000 where we can start to make money from the ads that are run on our videos anyway. Okay, so yeah, absolutely, Armin, one day you can absolutely tour Vitae. Kami Prophet says, I love Homeland. Fantastic. Homeland is very cool, and I definitely understand. Armin says, thank you, Emperor. Of course. Thank you, Armin. Let's see. Mr. Random says, they're back. Great to see you. Her Majesty Bougie, great to see you. Excited to see your development as a nation. Shrek is the best says, are you atheist? Do you run an atheist micronation? That's a great question. I personally, interesting enough, don't believe in a deity. That's just my personal opinion, but we don't have an anti-religion stance or anything like that. Freedom of religion is absolutely welcomed here, so long as you aren't trying to infringe on anybody else's rights and abilities as a citizen. We love to spread culture and development here in the Empire. So bring your religion, bring your thoughts, bring your ideas, and be a happy and contributing member of our community, and we will love to have you. So just because my ideas are a certain thing, don't mean I implement those into the micronation, and I don't think that's what it should be about. So we are a, we are a secular community, I suppose, in the sense that we don't specifically identify or try to tie ourselves to a particular religion or set of beliefs, but we do respect those who do. So, and it helps us to build a community. Again, culture, diversity, development, all that good stuff. I have yet to put one single board in, so we are going to do that. But I'm glad you guys are talking. I'm glad you guys are giving us ideas and inspiration. And we have so many like legendary community members here. I'm going to go grab the nails while I keep talking to you. But I mean, people like Aaron, people like Home, people like, Queen Bougie, all of these people who have been in our live streams in the past, all of these amazing people. Santa Fe, you know, you guys have been here, some of you for years, and getting to see you be here, I mean, heck, even citizens, Dakota, Joey, you know, people who are kind of local to us, Tide Pride, you guys coming into this and being here and watching us do this makes me feel like I'm not alone out here, you know. To a lot of degrees I'm not, but it feels entirely different to actually have the community rallying around you. Here we go. I have put one of the nails in, driven it in enough that once we get it wedged into place, it should get secured pretty easily. So what we do here is we do that, then we flip it around to the other side, do the same thing, but put one back the other direction so that we can make sure we get it in well and that it is pretty stable. So I'm going to actually hold that down with my foot here. See if I can't start driving that in very carefully, not to stab myself with this hatchet. Always important to protect yourself. It's part of the reason why I'm wearing the gloves. If I were doing this more appropriately as, again, our our great and wise citizen Joey would say, oh, and I don't have one of my gloves on, so that's a hazard right there. He would probably say you also need to be wearing steel-toed boots. And I would be remiss if I didn't follow that information. But for right now, I do not have my steel-toed boots in. So, Joey, please shield your eyes. And all those who are trying to develop micronations and trying to follow in the footsteps of what we're doing here to some degree, definitely make sure you come more prepared than I do sometimes. I try to be on my best behavior. I try to get things done in a way that is honorable and reflective of what this community could and should be, but I don't always. And so when I make a mistake, know that you should do better, both for your people and your nation, if that's what you're developing towards, and also just for yourself, for your own safety, for your own happiness. It is important that we think critically and carefully about what it is we're doing when we make these developments. As you can see, we've driven both nails in on this side, and that is a good starting point. I'm going to flip this piece over and do the same on the other side. So, again, 2 nails over on the other side. Going to get started there. The hard thing is actually propping it up on these wood blocks means that we're kind of struggling to get it to be properly secured, but it's not my first rodeo, so we've kind of figured out a technique here. And we're going to take that technique to the bank. We're going to see if this will work for us as it has in the past. And just keep on trucking. Getting close. And we've driven it through. Very nice. This piece cracked a little bit, so that's something we need to watch out for. This other side here, like we're about to do, I'm going to try to make sure that we aren't going as shallow as we did in the last one. So I'm going to actually drive it a little deeper, go kind of straight down with this next one, and then angle from there. Let's see if that trick works out. So yep, going straight in. Now this strategy is not working great right now, I will say. Need a good flat surface that we can hammer into. Okay. Gonna need a better technique, it seems. Maybe, so we have this kind of triangular piece of wood. Maybe that'll work a little better. See how that goes. There we go. Give us a little more sturdiness. See if I can't kind of angle what we're doing here now. Go in kind of like that. See, not busted through yet, but we're getting close to the end there. Let me back up a little bit for you guys so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, dang. Okay. Getting there, going through weird though. Going through deep in the bottom. Starting to bust out, but I don't know if that's the best way to do that. We got it through. Okay. We're going to try. We're going to try with that. This one, a little too steep there. Busted straight through the bottom. Not exactly what we want, but 14 viewers, 14 likes. Thank you guys for being here. Minecraft Kingdom, I see you. I see you in there. I see you using your blocks. You said, why would you build with, you know, wood planks and things like that? They're like, we got just straight up dirt blocks we can use. I see you guys. So real fast, I'm going to attempt to put this piece up, make use of what we've done so far. Let's see. Can you guys see here? Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so I'll answer you guys and your comments in a moment here. But first I got to make sure we get this piece properly set. Angle it up just a little. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start, I think, on this side, which is going to be a little tough, honestly, but we will see how that goes. Okay, I think it's driving in. Goodness. Would be better with a hammer. Nonetheless, we've got it. Kind of a janky setup, though, I will admit. Okay, looks like we've got this one partially in place. See if I can set this back one. I'm not going to stab myself. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Again, see if I can kind of angle that properly. There we go. And almost driven through. Nice. Got this one in. Gonna set this piece in place. And we should have it. I'm gonna try and drive this thing through. Again, I don't think we're gonna make great progress there just because it was a little too shallow, but we'll have one in on that side. That'll be a good place to start. There. What I'm gonna actually do, so I'm not putting myself in any more risk, go a little lower. So I'm hammering up, but not toward my chest. Then I'll go off to the side. Worse. See if I can grab up here. Worse. Good. It seems like if you need to be precise with a hammer, the absolute worst thing you can use is a hatchet. But nonetheless, that's what we've done, and we've got it relatively securely in place. And that nail did absolutely nothing. But nonetheless, we've got this guy in place. It's holding fairly strong. So we're going to call that a win. Going to put another one down here and keep going. Appreciate you guys being here. Let me see. Move back out. Angle back down. Hey, 8 viewers. Thank you guys for being here. And also, if you haven't checked out our Discord, definitely do if you want to get updated for things like this, because that's generally where I jump in most frequently. You know, whenever I post the links to these guys, that's generally where they are. And again, I'm going to take our rusty nail here. Going to aim you guys up. Going to run back here. See if we can't measure out. And get this thing in place. Let's see. Go maybe right there. A little lower. Probably right there will be the best spot. And I'm going to mark for us roughly where I need to have this thing put in. There we go. Okay. And I've got this as well. Again, 9 viewers. Thank you guys for being here. You can see where I marked there. Again, that's going to go about halfway, but still, there's more length that we haven't cut than what we have. So I should say that's pretty valuable. We very well may be able to get a third one out of this. We'll just have to see what happens. Now I'm going to angle down so you guys can see what I'm up to here. Answer some questions there in a moment. And get to cutting. One of the things I noticed as well, in the previous, horizontal supports that we've been cutting, we actually only put 2 in the top. We didn't drive 2 through the bottom as well. I put 4 into that last one. One, of course, that really didn't hold, so 3. But it seems like that's not what we need. It seems like we need 2 just going straight through the top, 1 on either side, and that's probably going to help me with my hammering as well. So I think for the rest of these, that's how we're going to do it, kind of following our old design, and that'll probably be for the best. So following James' advice, one of the things I'm going to be doing is really trying to make sure I watch how I cut this, because we want to try and wear the teeth on this saw evenly. Again, we're doing all this by hand, and so when we cut, if we can try and cut a real straight line, it'll help to better fit the piece in place. And also, if we can cut really completely with all of the teeth of the saw, then our saw teeth wear down evenly, and it makes for a nice smooth cut. So that way, even as we go, if we use this thing for 20 years, it'll still be ready to work the same as it is today. So we're going at that, trying to get a real nice smooth cut. And it does, if you let the saw do the work, which I have, had to learn out of frustration time and time again. When you let the saw do the work, you really do feel it move like butter. You're still actually doing what you still are cutting through based on the speed of the blade. But if you sit there and try and push and push and push, you tire yourself out, you grind down your saw teeth a lot, and it just doesn't make for as nice a cut. So instead of trying to brush burn it, we're going to go ahead and slowly saw through, get this thing cut, and move on to our next piece. Again, if we can finish this back piece today, that would be a pretty good success. We may have a couple extra things to work on, but that'll be a win in my book for sure. Okay, getting a little better angle here. Let me see if I can readjust. There we go. Okay, let me see if I can get, where was that triangle wedge we had? Here we go. See if I can put that underneath, give us a little extra support there. See if we can start cutting this thing at more of an angle. Yeah, saw blade's getting caught. There we go. Oh, I guess not my best idea. Let's see. See how we can get this to hold firm. Get up. And got it placed weird. Let's see. Slow going, but we're making it through. Let me go back to my original cutting technique. Maybe that's the best. Or try kind of a hybrid. I talked all this big game, and then now when I'm cutting, I I'm having to answer for my words. Let's see if we can get this thing all the way through. Couple more big strokes. Let's see. Yeah, this thing's falling apart. It is right there. Okay, I'm gonna bring it all the way to the front, back. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. This is our next piece. And then you see another piece that's just about that size. Maybe we can even find a spot where this will fit straight in. And we won't have to do any more cutting, at least for that piece. Real quick, before I go and do all this, well, I guess I should measure it. Measure twice, cut once, as they say. Call me, Kami Prava asked, oh, I'm jumping around in the comments. Let me go back, talk to you guys, see what you're up to. Ristonia says, a dream of mine for Ristonia is when I'm older, I will buy a plot of land with some houses maybe and then build some structures on there so it's more developed. Sounds like a great plan. And I wish Ristonia great luck. Let's see. Kami Prava says, what nation do you have an allyship with? That is a great question. We have an allyship currently with only one nation, and that nation is the Draconian Empire. They're some good friends of ours. Check out their YouTube channel and definitely go and support them. They have been friends of ours for years and have been supporting us, learning first through just our micronation, who we are, and through the YouTube channel, and we've come to know them and become quite close. Let's see. Minecraft Kingdom says, you want to create a library of Vitae? I sure will. It's not just going to be me, but yes, we will absolutely be creating that one day as we keep growing, as we get more and more comments and more improvements and ideas from this community. That'll be the goal. Alpine Prominence says, hi, great to see you, Alpine. Thanks for being here. Mr. Random says, my micronation is called the Empire of Freedom. Very cool. Tell me more about freedom. Aaron says, we have equipment that would be very useful for development, but like you mentioned, value is important. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be thinking about a library of things. Eventually, some might also require direct need of their equipment. I'm looking forward to developing the process that Aeternia will utilize. Absolutely. I am as well. Aaron says, the idea of trust tiers is an interesting one. Much to think about. Absolutely. Kami Prava says, is the word moist banned? It is not. It is not. It's a little weird, but it's not banned. Mr. Random says, how old is your micronation? Currently 8 years, almost 8 years. The Empire of Aeternia will have its 8th founding day on August 20th. And again, that won't be the celebration. We'll probably do the celebration the following weekend, since that's like a Tuesday. But we do have it August 20th. Mr. Random says, Kami Prava says, because my nation is in Denmark, I usually miss the streams. That's okay. If you don't mind, watch them after the fact. One, hopefully it still provides some of the same benefit and quality to you, but also you can tell us if we messed something up. You can tell us if the audio is weird somewhere. And also you can give us an idea of how it is to develop a micronation in Denmark. If you were able to comment and let us know things, you can teach us a lot. Homeland says hello. Hey, great to see you, Homeland. And again, great to see you, Kami Prava. Santa Fe says hello, Homeland. Mr. Random says hi. Homeland says hello. Long time no see, friend. Croatia says yep. Homeland says I'm no longer very active on YouTube. I'm sorry to hear that, but it's good to see you being here today. We're proud to have a friend there. Also, if you aren't super active on YouTube, hit us up on Discord. We would love to catch up with you. Archdragon says hello. Hey, another longtime friend. Great to see you, Archdragon. I haven't seen you in the streams much. We also have been on and off with streams, so maybe it's just a disconnect in time, but it's great to see you nonetheless. Ristonia says, does the Empire of Aeternia have a constitution? I made a constitution not too long ago, and I just put basic laws and all that stuff. So it's interesting. The Empire of Aeternia has what we call the Guide of Foundation and Principles, which I recommend you check out. It describes the structure of Aeternia, why Aeternia was created, the government, a little bit of the culture, some of our holidays. It is almost a guidebook to Aeternia. It is the Guide of Foundation, talking about why Aeternia was founded, what it was founded for, the way that it was founded, a lot of information about our history, and then Guide of Foundation and principles. So the principles of, what it is we're doing and how it is we're doing it, the culture behind it, everything like that. So all of that being the case, I recommend you check that out. It doesn't entail laws in the Empire here. I am the ultimate authority. So because we don't have a permanent population out here, we don't have people living right next to each other and having, a ton of need for direct laws. A lot of people live external to Aeternia that are its citizens. We don't have particular laws. We do have things that we all jointly support and that we say officially the Empire supports this. So if you're a citizen, we would like you to support that. If not, you may reconsider being a citizen. There are certain ideas and beliefs we hold dear to us as Aeternians, but that being the case, we don't have official laws. We ask that you follow the laws of the Micronation that you were in. But other than that, we don't currently have a lot of need for laws. So it's just a thing where if I say something, if I decree it, it is to be. I try to be as reasonable as I can with that, and I don't really make a ton of decrees. But nonetheless, that's generally the way that it goes for right now. When we do need to develop laws, we may do that slowly over time. Ruritania says, well, I'm going to go now. Bye. Great to see you, Ruritania. Thank you for being here. New Croatia says, Autara just abolished France. Just abolished France? What? Oh, like Olympic stuff? You guys talking about Olympics? Great to see you, New Croatia. Thanks you for being here. Mr. Random said bye, and then said, my micronation is 6 years old. Wow. Okay, so you're 2 years younger than Aeternia. That's incredible. What has your nation done in the past 6 years? That's a lot. That's a long time. When we hit 6 years, it didn't feel real. It didn't feel like we've been developing nearly that long. And yet the time flies by. So I'm curious to see what you think about that. Also, I have a message. If you guys can give me just 1 second to hop out of the stream, I will be right back. Hey everybody, I'm back. Our citizen Joey and Michelle were asking about where we are, giving them some updates, and as well, potentially giving them a tour. We will see how it goes. Her Majesty Queen Bougie says, very interesting and informative project. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, this project, as far as developing our dwelling, as far as building up our capital here at Vitae, is something that's near and dear to our heart. We've been trying to do this ever since the beginning of the Empire, although we didn't have land until as of 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. So this has been a long time coming, and we are super grateful for everybody who's helped us to get here. That being the case, let me measure this piece right here, make sure that it is going to work for us. And snug as a bug in a rug, it should absolutely fit beautifully. So I'm going to go ahead and drive some nails into this guy. We will have the second one put in, then we'll only have 6 more to put up for this back wall, and that back wall should be done. I see we have 4 viewers. We've kind of dropped in viewership, but that is okay. Not everybody is here for the building. A lot of people want to talk and discuss their nations. And again, I would recommend you guys check out the Discord for that stuff. There is a lot more of people discussing their flags, discussing things like that. We used to do a ton of that on the channel, and I would like to do more of it here. But, right now, our desperation, our attempt is all based around developing this dwelling currently. So we really, really do want to get this done before we try to pull ourselves into too many more different directions. And that's just what it's been for us. So real quick, I'm going to start driving this guy in. Actually, I will make that a little more shallow, or a little steeper, I should say. Then kind of go in for the angle. I don't think that's a great placement. I'm going to just go ahead and pull this one out, try again. There we go. Maybe on the other side. Start back further. Go in at significantly steeper an angle. Shallower an angle, I should say. And not quite through yet, but we're getting close. And almost peeking through. Yeah. Getting there. Beautiful. Just got it to poke through, flipping around to the other side, getting started there. And yeah, one of the things, if you guys are excited for specifically cultural content, things like that, I do recommend checking out our, gosh golly. We did it! Yo, got it in. I recommend checking out our founding day ceremony. That's going to be a lot of us hanging out with people, kind of developing more of our culture, taking pictures. I mean, even today, if Joey and Michelle decide to come by, I will more than likely be taking pictures with them. This will be the first time that Joey sees Vitae. I mean, you know, may have seen it a little bit in live streams, but it is entirely different to see it in person. And I would really love to hang out with Joey and Michelle here. So when they get here, we'll probably not be able to do the live stream much more. If we can, you know, if my phone's not dead, definitely say hi to them. But if not, gosh, golly, trying to drive this guy in. That one didn't work out. I broke it. Let's try this one. Hey, this one worked out great. That one, not so much. So what we're going to do here, I think, is I'm going to take another another nail. Hopefully it's not a piece of a nail. And we're going to drop that in back here. Because again, I just kind of messed that piece up. So we're going to try and go, I think, underneath. Nah, that's always a bad idea. Going to go from the top. But I'm not too happy about it because there's not much supporting here. Dang, it may have to go from the bottom. And we will just see how far we can get. Yeah, getting it. Slowly but surely. Yeah, we're getting it in. Gotta be careful with it, but we are getting it. Now, one issue is I start to see a little split forming, and our worst mistake here would be if we didn't support it enough and it just completely split. We absolutely do not want that to happen. So going to try our best to prevent that. Yeah, and I think that'll be decent for the time being. Okay. They say don't look a gift horse in the mouth, and I think there's a pretty good gift horse, so I'm going to take what we can get. That's pretty good, pretty stable. And now we have, again, the second pillar done. I'll show you guys over here. Da-da-da-da. I kind of did look it in the mouth, but worked well. Oh, falling down. Worked well. Got this one, got this one. 1, 2, 3 more left. That's 6 more pieces to cut. And we will be well on our way. One of them may be already cut, so we'll check that out and see if it'll work. Aaron, I see your comments. I'm excited to answer them just as soon as I can get this placed. And it looks like this may fit. So close. Yep, it's got it. Okay. I'll take that as a win. That'll fit. Okay. So we got another one ready to go here. I'll put it in. Then we only have 5 left for this back wall. Let me angle you guys down a little bit. 8 viewers. Thank you guys for being here. And again, the more that you watch, the more you can hang out with us, the more that you really do help us each and every day to get our watch time hours up. That's one of the hardest things about coming out here. It takes a long time to get everything set up and actually get out. So the more you guys help us out, the more that you guys hang out and watch, it really, really does help us to inch closer to those live stream goals we have. And again, to monetization on YouTube. You know, if we can't come out here for 2 weeks, a lot of the work that we do to build up our watch time hours gets cut back. So it's a constant power struggle, a constant fight. But let's see. Let me grab this. Set it in place. Ooh. I will have to hop off for a second, hop back on real quick, you guys. I see we are getting some messages from Joey and Michelle. Give me 1 second, you guys. Let me answer them because they are maybe going to come help us out. We'll see. If not, understandable. They're doing a lot. And we're back. It looks like Joey and Michelle will probably be headed out and headed over here at some point. So Joey and Michelle will probably be headed out and headed over here at some point. So that is exciting. Joey will get his very first look at Vitae. Super excited. We'll have to jump back off again. Michelle's sending me a awesome. So it looks like Joey and Michelle will be coming by. That is exciting. What I'm going to go ahead and do is here for a little bit, since they are quite a few minutes out. When I'm going to finish up as many pieces as I can. But I do want to save a little bit of my battery life because, one, I want to take pictures with them and hang out and show off what we're up to here. Also, I want to make sure I don't miss any calls or texts from them so we can coordinate properly. So as we keep going here, I will probably head off, in the next, let's see, maybe 20 minutes. So that'll give plenty of time for us to coordinate. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Again, I'll try and read some of these comments before I go. And we'll just see how it happens. Almost driven through. Almost there. And getting there. Oh, it's happening. Okay, it's right there. All right, so we do have this one through. Flip to the other side. Start going ahead. Oh, let me aim down for you guys. Horrible cameraman work. I am maybe not the world's best cinematographer, but that's all right. We're getting it. Okay, now I'm going to go in on this side. Probably should use the back and not the front piece of the hatchet, huh? Don't want to split the wood. Let's put a good angle on it. Start driving that through. Beautiful, got it driven through as well. On one side and the other. Let's put this thing up. All right. Going with my handy dandy hatchet, should have a hammer. Seems like we'll have a hammer in a little while, thanks to Joey and Michelle. But let's see where we can put this thing for the time being. Okay, got it in place. Let's see if we can hammer something in, make some progress out here. I'm goofing. Hold that steady as we can. Beautiful. Got one side in. Let's go for the other. And would you look at that? Wood. Ironic. Cool. So, got that placed. We have now 5 left to go. I'm probably going to go back up high and then start going low again. Kind of alternating like that, as you guys can see from the rest of the pattern. I'm going to use this piece of wood again. Not rotted. Sturdy. A little dirty. So I'm going to clean that off. See what we can go ahead and do there. And again, if you guys see any of this and you go, damn, it's crappy. They have, not good materials, not good stuff they're using. Subscribe to our Patreon. It'll help us to do this, make our celebrations like Founding Day better, be able to do more to give thanks for people like Joey and Michelle who are coming out here to help us. And it makes a difference. So, real quick, I'm going to set this guy up. Mark it, cut it. I'll do that up here. And we will get to it. Let me grab my handy dandy fancy nail. Okay. Okay. Give me just a moment, everybody, to mark this out. Let's see. Also, Aaron, thank you for being positive. I saw your message. Said the stream was interrupted for a bit, but the viewers will be back, and I definitely appreciate that. And I agree. YouTube's algorithm can be fickle, and in general, actually making progress versus trying to entertain can be a big trade-off. So I appreciate you guys who are hanging out with us, spending the time and taking time out of your busy lives to do that. So it means a lot. Everybody's got stuff to do, and this is what we're doing. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this piece real fast. Probably not great to cut on such a small piece, because if we make a mistake, that's kind of the end of this piece, but we will see what we can do with it. I like to go a little bit longer than where I do cut, simply for the fact that, we need all the length we can get. If it's a little too long, we can kind of wedge it in sometimes. If it's too short, there's nothing we can do to put that in place. So we gotta be very careful about that as we cut, be considerate of what we're doing. Set that off to the side. Getting close. We're about halfway through this piece now. Let me angle down just a little more for you guys. There we go. So you can see what I'm actually doing here. Again, kind of weak technique here, but I'm trying to show you guys what I'm up to. What may help actually is if I can place something a little heavier on the end, give me more leverage, give me more support. Weigh it down a little. Better, heavier thing to use, actually, now that I think about it. Here we go. Okay. Let's see how this works. Oh yeah, a lot more stable. Can really put my back into it now. We are improving. We have made fire. Not really, but we have made progress. So, I'll take these gloves off just for a moment so I can wipe my face. Clean up this piece a little bit. As I take the safety gloves off, I start smacking this thing. There we go. That nice, even. Now again, as always, measure twice, cut once. I already cut it, but we're gonna measure again, just to make sure that this thing will fit in the place that we want it to fit in. Gonna be a little snug like last time, but, oh, I don't know, this one's tough. Let me see the other ways. A bit better. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, we got it. It'll work. So what we're gonna do, put my gloves back on, gonna nail this thing in and keep on trucking. Let's see here. Got 3 viewers, 6 viewers now, 18 likes. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for liking the stream. And again, the more people are in here, the longer that YouTube promotes it to others. So thank you guys for helping out. I mean, even right then, we jumped from 3 to 6 immediately, and it is a big help. Let's see. Hold up. Her Majesty Queen Bougie says, hold up, a bunch of stuff. Let me go ahead and read some stuff. I do miss you guys. Let me see what you're saying. I have a whole bunch of stuff from a whole bunch of different people, but Queen Bougie saying something in particular I want to get to, then I'll come back to you guys. Queen Bougie says, ever since I've seen you go to MicroCon, I've been hooked. The Spike documentary let me know I'm not the only person who envisions another world, but you inspired me to do it. Hey, is there a Spike doc? Let me know about that documentary. I didn't know we were in a documentary. That's amazing. I would love to see it. Please reach out and send me that. Her Majesty Queen Bougie says, I have written you and the Empress and your people a donation letter. Do you have email and Cash App? We do. If you can email us at aeternianempire@gmail.com. There should be something in the description that says that, but it's aeternianempire, all together, Aeternian Empire, at @gmail.com. If you email us, I can send you my Cash App. I think the handle is just like Emperor AP, but I'll have to double check. If you can go ahead and send us that email, I would love the email, just as, you know, kind words mean a lot to us. And if you do want to send us something on Cash App, I can reach out to you, you know, and we can discuss that. But again, thank you so much just for, you know, saying that we have inspired you. It warms my heart. I'm lucky for that. I've spent years and years on this platform talking to, you know, 0 viewers sometimes. And it means a ton to have people in the community who want to interact, who want to build something together, and who can inspire each other like this. You inspire us. You know, I don't know a ton about your nation and what you're trying to do, but just knowing that there is someone else out there, that I'm not just talking to a screen, that I am talking to other human beings, it fills me with pride, because I imagine, you know, we have 3,000 subscribers right now, and we're trying to push for more and more. 3,000 is a number I couldn't have imagined us getting to. Yeah, I thought nobody would really pay attention to this. But we are moving up in the world. We're trying to do more and more in the community. And honestly, you know, if there were 3,000 people here, I would faint. So thank you so much for being here and being, you know, one of those people who not only is a part of our community, but stands out in the community, wants to do something, and cares, you know. So thank you. Thank you all. And in particular, Queen Bougie, it means a lot. Aaron says the stream was a bit slightly interrupted. The viewers will come back. Makes sense. Aaron says, do we currently have a development plan or collection of end capabilities that you wish Vitae to have? To some degree, Aaron. That's a tough one, simply because it depends on what the future holds. Effectively, we want, you know, to have a population of anywhere between maybe, you know, 7 to 15 people, I would say. You know, it depends on how many people are going to be per dwelling and things like that. You know, whether people are moving with their families or whether they're moving as individuals, will kind of give us a different hint of how many people we actually want here, and what our population can sustain. How many of those people are going to be working actively to develop Vitae versus how many people we just have to take care of, you know, without expecting much to be provided. Vitae really is going to be an experimental thing, because as much as we do need to plan to have anyone out here at all, and there are base requirements we need, of course, food, water, electricity, all of those things, even like businesses, we have to have economic requirements met so that we know that, hey, if something happens, we can still provide for all of these people. There are a lot of things that are base requirements, but as of how we get those base requirements, those things fluctuate all the time. We have general ideas that stay the same, and a lot of it, you know, is relatively consistent, but there are always times where we realize, you know, after a year of planning something that we thought this is absolutely the way we're going to have to go about this, we all of a sudden get, you know, thrown for a loop, and we get a thing that we didn't think we'd have for a long time. I'll give you a great example of that in getting Vitae. You know, for a long time we figured, oh, we don't, you know, have the money or ability to get a property, you know, and for a long time we didn't. So, you know, I was thinking, hey, maybe 10 or 15 years after we start this, we'll get a property. You know, one day we'll have a property, but it'll be years and years and years in the making. And even though it was years and years in the making, it was a lot sooner than we thought. There are other things that I thought we'd have built a lot quicker. You know, I thought we'd have a flourishing garden after a couple years out here. I thought, you know, we'd have a dwelling or two, maybe electricity out here, and those things have gone slower. So when we plan, the more specific we plan, the more our plans change and the more we have to revise. So a lot of the time our plans are very general. We try to aim for a specific thing. focus on a specific goal at a time and then leave the rest general. If you want to talk in more detail about specifics, I would love to with you. And I can tell you where we're at this moment, but 6 months from now may look very different from where we are today in those specifics. So just keep that in mind, think about that. And I can tell you where we are at this point. There are a number of things that are also just private, you know, specific people and their life circumstances and stuff that I wouldn't mind talking to you about individually, and how they're helping us and what we're planning on doing, how we can help them. But as of right now, you know, I don't want to get too much into people's stuff on the live stream. But thank you for those thoughts. That's absolutely something important for us, and something we will have to discuss one-on-one, I believe. Let me see if I can get this in here. Almost. That thing is almost. Oh man, it's right there. I mean, it's right there. There we go. Okay. Make sure it doesn't fall out. Make sure we can prop this side up. Get it in flat. Same thing with this side. Same thing there. Okay, let's get it. Yo, got this one in. Got it pretty good. Knock that back a little. Bring it up. And let's get this side. Heave ho. Heave ho, micronations, away we go. All right. Oh, dang it. Okay. Starting to split that. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. We're keeping it where it is. Second, we got 2 more. That means 4 more boards to cut. We're making progress. We should have this back wall finished at very least time we're done, which means next time we come out, we will have made progress because we can have the flag back up. For a few live streams there before we started doing a lot of the framing, we had the flag up. Now, maybe not by the end of this stream, but we will see. We should certainly have the flag up at some point soon, and we'll go ahead with that. Real quick, let me make sure my phone's not going to die. Doing all right. Okay. Also, do any of you other guys know about the Spike documentary? She's talking about. I'm going to actually take a screenshot real fast. Yeah, I want to go back and Google that Spike documentary. She's like, ever since I saw you on the Spike documentary, I didn't know we were a part of a documentary. Yo, I want to see the documentary. I didn't know we got like hyped. You know, we've had one documentary that came out that we were a part of that was like a school project. There was a University of Mississippi student who actually came locally and visited us and talked to us. And that warmed my heart. That was an incredible experience. But I don't think that was something that they particularly like put out a bunch and had, you know, a bunch of people, excuse me, got to tuck in, had a bunch of people checking out. I don't think it was that sort of thing. And so, not because it wasn't the quality, it was, of course, you know, for a student film, very surprisingly good. I was blown away by what they did. But that being the case, I didn't really expect one to go too far. And I think it was kind of just I did it for a class sort of project. I didn't know we actually like were a part of a documentary other people checked out, something that might have been on YouTube, something that might have been spread to a larger audience, maybe even for commercial purposes. And I would love to know about that. That would be awesome. You know, any promotion that we have, anything, especially because we don't have a lot that we can point to say, hey, if you've seen Aeternia on this thing, check it out. You may have seen this thing. Definitely let me know. Multiple things. Aaron says, I'm looking forward to see how much you utilize from the next thing we send you. Agreed. I'm excited. James says, stream quality is a bit lower than usual, but I can see the wall is progressing nicely. Thank you so much, James. I agree. I'm excited to see if you can message me. I know you came up with the idea for our our cultural meal that we will be having and celebrating this coming founding day. I have gotten the responses in. I'm super excited about announcing those. If you haven't checked them out yet, definitely go and check them out in the server. People have sent like some cool stuff. Multiple things. James says, AP, I can see dark circles under your eyes from here. And he's even saying the stream quality is low. Are you okay? Yes. Let's look. Maybe I'm a little dirty, I think, is part of it. I think so. I think part of it's my face shape. You know, if I do like this versus like this, it's different. You know, I can get a little closer. Maybe I haven't even gotten enough sleep. I think so. Been trying to get 8 hours. You know, maybe I should keep more hydrated. I don't know. Let me know if you guys think I like need to take a break or something. Aaron says, if those are dark circles, I have the pits of hell under my eyes. I appreciate it, Aaron. Thank you so much. I don't know. I think I'm doing okay. Like, I feel okay. I feel a little winded, but I feel okay. In particular, I'm excited because we're about to have a citizen. James is not only a citizen of ours, but is also a government official. He is a noble in the House of Others, working particularly as an ambassador for Aeternia. So very cool. Great to have a government official here. And James, an exciting thing for our nation's development, we are about to have Joey, a local citizen, and his girlfriend Michelle, here to visit Vitae for the very first time. They have never seen Vitae before in person. They've only seen the live streams and pictures and things like that. So it'll be cool to have them here actually experiencing it. I imagine the stream quality is getting weird a little bit, so I will have to be careful there. But yes, please, everybody who wants to reach out to us, keep us updated. In a little bit, I'm going to go so that I make sure I have enough phone, you know, life to hang out with Joey and Michelle, show them around, give them a tour, and see what they think of the nation we're building. It's particularly the capital of the nation that we're building. So yeah, real quick, I may cut one more piece, and then I will say adieu to you all. Gonna cut, gotta mark it. I don't know why I'm aiming you guys down right now. Gotta mark it first. Actually, what I'll go ahead and do, dusting this guy off, I'll finish reading the comments just to make sure I didn't miss anything, and then we will part ways for today. Mr. Random said, don't forget about me, bro. I wouldn't. Okay. Hey, okay, my apologies. Queen Bougie says, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. The documentary was some years back, probably 2010, but they brought me to you. Okay. Well, still, I'm lucky to have you as a part of our community, no matter how you got here. I'm glad there's not a thing that I've been like sleeping on, though, that had us as a part of it. I am still excited to see it. I'm curious to learn more about the Spike documentary. I've seen a number of Micronation documentaries. It may be one I've seen before, but regardless, I appreciate it. Definitely email us, though, Queen Bougie. I am grateful for you, and I'm excited to just learn more about you. Let's see. Mr. Random had a number of comments that I did not get to. Mr. Random said, my micro made an alphabet and a currency called Mint. It is a metal coin. Very cool. What's the alphabet called? Is it just, you know, your alphabet? I like mint because you mint metal coins. Pretty cool. Also, if it's like a circle, you could also equate it to like mints, like breath mints. That's kind of cool. Mr. Random said, we made a flag where the background is dark green with a trident. Very cool. It's interesting because a lot of time trident, you think of like oceanic stuff. So maybe like blues or aquamarines. I could even see like a, you know, like a light type of green, like a sea green, blue green, something like that. Interesting that you went with like a dark green. It's very like nature, earth with water, kind of a cool symbolic connection. I'm curious as to the meaning of the flag. Aaron says, let's see. Haven't forgotten about you, Mr. Random. I hope that helped to clear things up. Aaron says, if those are dark circles, I have the pits of hell under my eyes. James says, I'm excited to come out to Vitae sometime this year. Could you tell us a bit of about the Northern Territory of Aeternia? I don't think I've seen it yet. This is the Northern Territory of Aeternia. So this is Vitae. It is our northern territory. We are a little bit in the mountains, so it's kind of cool. For a lot of my life, I had never been near mountains, and being up here has been quite a treat. We've been here, I've been in this area where the Northern Territory of Aeternia is for close to a decade now. You know, not a decade, maybe 7 years, something like that, a year less than Aeternia had been founded, but almost the entire extent of Aeternia we've been developing up here. Let me see, we had been developing in this area for a long time, but again, the capital territory of Vitae, this place only being around 2 years old. So a big difference, even in the last 2 years of this development. Of course, it's a 3-acre property, so it's not gigantic, but it's, of course, more than we thought we would ever have, and certainly more than we thought we would have by this point. So very, very lucky. It's a very natural place. It's a place that hasn't really been developed. It wasn't like there was any houses or buildings or even power lines or water lines or sewer lines or anything out here. This particular plot of land was almost devoid of anything. It's natural, you know. I'll kind of point up and around to show you guys a little bit. This is a place that really didn't have anything in it until now. I'm going to turn kind of slow so that way I'm not glitching out the camera too bad for you guys there on the live stream. But yeah, big progress here, even in the last 2 years, from absolutely nothing here, not even a driveway, not a way to get onto the property. We had parked, you know, previously just like on the side of the road in a ditch and hoped that our car could get out. So we've done a lot. Her Majesty Queen Bougie says, definitely tell me your email again, please. Absolutely. That email is aeternianempire@gmail.com. If you check our website, which has a link in the description, you can get it easier, but I will spell it slowly. That is AeternianEmpire at the @ symbol gmail.com. That's aeternianempire@gmail.com. You can check the link in our description here or on our website to get that, and I would be incredibly excited to hear from you, Her Majesty Queen Bougie. As well, James says, we'd love to see more about your micronation. Join the Discord and we can see what you've done. Absolutely. James says, establishment of diplomatic relationships would be a good idea. I completely agree. James says, I thought you were in the Southern Territory. There are 2 Aeternian spots on the micronation map. Absolutely. That's, you know, that's a big deal for us. I will say our Southern Territory, we do have citizens that are still there, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of debating whether we should actually consider it our Southern Territory anymore. I used to have family that lived there. My father and mother used to live there after my mother passed and my father, moved up here with us. We don't have an official owned territory there. I mean, even at the time it was rented, so it wasn't even our purchased territory like Vitae is now. So I'm not sure if we should raise our standard and say, well, we own Vitae and it is our northern territory, so we now should hold ourselves to that standard and say, well, we really don't have a southern territory, at least not to the same capacity that we have Vitae here, our capital territory. So that's a great point, James, and I should think about updating that. I suppose as our other government official, we should discuss that one day. But that being the case, it was great to see you all. I believe Michelle and Joey are getting close, so I want to go ahead and go. James says Aeternian. Great to see you, James. And again, thank you as always. I'm excited to hear from you and to follow up more on our development. Mr. Random says, how old are you? I am currently 26. I am getting older than I've ever been, of course, but not crazy old yet. And until next time, Her Majesty Queen Bougie says, thank you. Of course, Aaron says, is there anywhere that tracks how many citizens or the growth of citizenship in Aeternia? We keep a personal private track. Currently, I believe we are at 8 citizens, not including myself. However, it fluctuates rapidly. Sometimes, you know, we've had like 3 citizens join at once and then 2 drop off a week later and then 1 come in. So it can be very fluctuating. But as of our continual growth, people like James, people like Dakota, who have come in recently seem to be sticking around. and doing a lot for us. Really proud of them. And again, people like Joey, who have been around for now half a year or more, started around November, December. So we have people who are building that population and maintaining it. We may come out with an official count one of these days, but we don't yet. That being the case, James says, can you take a picture of your greeting to them to post a snapshot in Aeternian history? I would love to do that, and that's the plan, but I got to keep my my phone charged. So that being the case, great to see you all. Mr. Random asks, how's my dad? Doing all right. Still health struggles as always, but we are making it. We're actually hopefully going to get him in a little more comfortable spot, get us all in a little more comfortable spot soon. So more updates then. But as always, Aeternia forever. See you all soon. Bye, everybody.